There was once a king named King Alden, ruler of a strong and wealthy kingdom somewhere beyond the mountains and rivers. From the outside, his kingdom looked perfect. Tall stone walls, busy markets, gold-filled treasuries, soldiers standing sharp and proud. But inside the palace, something was broken. King Alden ruled from a throne made of gold, but his people ruled themselves with fear. Orders were shouted, punishments were harsh, and mistakes were never forgiven. The king believed power meant control. He believed a leader's job was to command, not to understand. "If they fear me, they'll obey," he often said. And for a while, it worked. The people bowed low, the soldiers followed orders, the city stayed quiet. But it wasn't peace, it was pressure. Smiles were forced, loyalty was fake. And deep inside, resentment grew like a slow-burning fire. One winter, the kingdom faced its hardest test. A brutal storm hit the land. Crops failed, roads collapsed, food supplies ran low. The soldiers were exhausted, the workers starving, and fear spread faster than the cold. The king stayed in his warm palace, sending commands through messengers. "Fix the roads, protect the grain, work faster." But the people were tired. One night, King Alden overheard two guards whispering outside his chamber. "He's never been out there," one said. "He has no idea what we're dealing with," the other replied. "They don't follow him anymore. They just endure him." Those words hit harder than any sword. For the first time in his life, the king felt something unfamiliar: doubt. The next morning, without his crown, without his guards, King Alden put on simple clothes and walked into the city alone. What he saw shook him. Men working with frozen hands, mothers skipping meals so their kids could eat, soldiers patching broken armor instead of resting. No one complained loudly, but their eyes told the truth. They weren't lazy, they weren't weak, they were drained. A young worker looked at the king, not knowing who he was, and said, "Man, leadership ain't about barking orders from a warm seat. It's about standing in the cold with us." That sentence changed everything. King Alden returned to the palace a different man. The next day, the kingdom woke up to a shock. The king was outside, not watching, not commanding, working. He lifted stones. He helped rebuild roads. He shared meals with soldiers. He stood in the snow with farmers. At first, people thought it was a trick. But days passed, weeks passed, and the king was still there, sweating, bleeding, struggling alongside them. Something powerful happened. Fear disappeared. Trust was born. The soldiers worked harder, not because they were ordered to, but because they wanted to. The workers pushed through exhaustion because they felt seen. The people didn't follow the crown anymore, they followed the man. One night, sitting by a fire with his people, King Alden spoke quietly. "I thought leadership was about power. Turns out, it's about responsibility. You don't lead from above, you lead from within." From that day on, the kingdom changed. Not because the rules changed, but because the example changed. The people didn't fear their king anymore. They believed in him. And that belief built a kingdom stronger than gold, walls, or armies ever could. Because real leaders don't demand respect, they earn it through action. Moral: true leaders don't shout orders, they show the way.